Well, welcome back to the DCL podcast. I have a feeling that this podcast is either going to launch our podcast into the stratosphere or going to be the end of it, but we are going to do a little Raw podcasting today, kind of like WWE Raw. Chris, how are you guys doing?
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Why is that?
I'm doing good, though I never imagined that you would come out with WWE right out of the gate.
Sports ball, right?
Right.
Sports ball.
Such a scantily clad muscular sports ball.
Well, I'm not going to edit this one too much, and I don't want to edit it at all, in all honesty. And we got this from Amber. She texted or emailed us yesterday and said, hey, with everybody being stuck in, and I think some other podcasts are maybe doing some trivia stuff too, but why don't you guys do a trivia podcast? And so we kind of threw this together late last night, and we're going to give it a shot. You guys can follow along at home with our questions and just have a little bit of fun with us. But are other podcasts doing the same thing? I haven't been listening to so many.
There's a lot that are doing it on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a couple trivia, but you know,
I should have watched.
So obviously going to be the best trivia because you know we are really cool people.
I should have watched those so I could practice. I could study a little bit. I tried to study before the show started. I have a couple of facts now in my head in case Steve asked those questions.
Did you have the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World open or something like that, kind of perusing through the 1,000 pages?
I may have read an unofficial guide to Disney Cruise Line a little bit and looked up a couple of questions that you may ask because I know you were gonna focus on DCL. And let me just say as a disclaimer, I have a lot of talents. Remembering the name or weird details like that is not my talent. And so that would be my husband Dave's department. And since we are not doing team trivia, I'll be happy if I get one question correct. Just so you know.
I think you will get one question correct because I'm pretty sure some of my questions are geared towards you. So you at least get some questions, I hope. What if you're like, Chris, you lied. I don't know any of that stuff.
Exactly. That very well might happen.
Well, to help set the tone for the podcast, I'm going to ask a question. This is just like a get your whistle wet. Not an actual point is going to be awarded for this, but I'll see if either of you know the answer to this. What is the name of the fictional kingdom that Rapunzel comes from?
So that's one of my questions.
Oh, well, I just stole it from you. So tell me the answer.
Corona.
And that is the last time we are going to talk about Corona on this podcast, everybody. So don't worry. You are going to be able to escape it. It's not going to be in this podcast any longer. And now Christy has to come up with a new question.
I know. What am I going to do?
Well,
you have the unofficial guide.
Well, we'll let you think of it. Chris and I'll talk here quick, and I'll let you kind of brainstorm. But I thought we started off by just, trivia is like one of the fun things that a lot of people like to do on board the ships. We kind of joke around about the winter medals and stuff. It's been some fun bantering with some of you guys out there as far as who's got the most winter medals and all that kind of stuff. But Chris, what was your first Disney cruise?
Okay, so my first Disney cruise was my honeymoon cruise, and it was a 4-night, I know, on the Dream. Which went to Nassau and Castaway Cay. And the last day was a sea day, which we all talk about being the ideal way to finish a cruise.
I think so. And what kind of cabin were you guys in, you and Seth?
We did a veranda. We've only actually ever stayed in verandas, but our upcoming cruise... listen, you stay in concierge. You can't ever call me fancy.
But I stay in other classifications.
Listen, our upcoming cruise in October, if it happens, is staying in When it happens, is staying in an inside cabin. So, look, so diverse.
All right, Christy, where was your first Disney cruise? And where did you go?
Well, mine, I have no idea where we went. Nassau, I'm assuming. But my first was actually on the Premier Cruise Line. So if you want to know the official Disney, I can tell you. But my first...
You went on the big red boat.
I did go on the big red boat, circa 1985 or around there, and with my family. And I danced with my father, and it was one of the only times I ever danced with my father, so it was very memorable.
What year was that?
About 1985, 86, somewhere in there.
I wasn't born yet.
Jerk.
You just had to drop that in there, didn't you, Chris?
Just Just a little fresh millennial humor for us.
We do pretty much have every adult decade covered.
We
between
do.
the three of us.
We do, don't we? So, well, cool. What was your first Disney cruise line besides the Premier and the Big Red Boat?
So, of the real Disney ships, I was on the Fantasy with my son, and my husband. He was 10 months old.
And what kind of cabin were you guys in?
We were in a veranda, but it was booked. It just happened to be available. So it was
so fancy.
So fancy. We booked it like the week before, 2 weeks before or something.
So last minute. Were you already a travel agent at that point?
I was a travel agent at that time.
Well,
Yep.
there you go.
And that was actually my
Steve.
son's second cruise.
Wait, what cruise did he go on before he was 10 months old?
He went on Celebrity when he was 7 months old. And actually, that cruise we had booked before I was even pregnant. And we made it to the month where if I did not get pregnant and I had gotten pregnant later, we wouldn't have been able to go on the cruise because he wouldn't have been old enough.
Right.
Like it timed itself exactly right.
Well, there you go.
That's my fun.
Okay, Steve, tell us yours.
So ours was on the beautiful Disney Wonder out of Vancouver up to Alaska, and we, unlike you guys, were in an inside cabin, and not even like the double bathroom one, the single bathroom one. So
You were in a single bathroom inside cabin, and was it all four of you?
it was all four of us, yes, and we survived. It was amazing. My parents had a balcony, so the kids could get down there and look out the balcony there. But we're kind of the family that we're like out and about most of the time, anyway. So having that inside cabin really wasn't that bad.
I was in an inside cabin on Premier Cruise Line.
Well, back then a lot of those it was mostly inside cabins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Back
like
in my day,
it was rare to get a.
Did Premier have balcony?
I have no idea. I know it was really small, but yeah, I have no idea.
They had 3 probably. If you guys had the chance today, what cruise would you go on, Chris? Disney cruise.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like, do we get out of the house?
Yes, you get out of the house.
Well, actually, so mine would be a Panama Canal cruise because it's 2 weeks long and because it goes to many places I've never been and because I've never been on the Wonder. Though I'll be going on the Wonder in October, so, but still, I want to go on the Wonder and I want to go on a 2-week cruise and I want to be away from all of the things that are happening on the mainland.
That's a good one. All right. Me?
Yep, go ahead, Chrissy.
I would go to Alaska.
Back to Alaska, huh?
Back to Alaska.
And why?
It's so beautiful. And I really want to do that shore excursion that's on Disney where you can get off the ship and take a boat and go up closer to the glacier.
So for me, I think this is what I would want to do. I would want to go on the 9-day out of England that goes to Northern Europe, and then it ends up in Copenhagen. So you get England, so some time in England ahead of time, then sailing around Northern Europe there up to the Baltic, go to St. Petersburg again for 2 days, not one, because that's just an amazing city, and then end up in Copenhagen and kind of explore around Scandinavia a little bit. That's what I think our go-to cruise would be right now. But like you guys, just to get out of town, just to get out of the house, that would be perfect.
To leave quarantine.
Exactly. All right, you guys ready for some trivia?
Yes.
All right, the sail away parties happen. We're down in O'Gills. We're going to O'Gills today, unless you guys want to go someplace else.
No, that's fine.
All right, we're down in O'Gills. Chris, what's your drink of choice before trivia starts?
I'm going to go with a hard cider.
There we go, Christy.
Tito's with soda and lemon and lime.
Nice. And I'm going to get my Disney Cruise Line beer mug card out and get that 20 ounce of beer. Although they've got to get some better beer on board the ship. That's just my opinion. But I'm kind of a beer snob.
I know. Some of these other cruise lines are brewing their own beer on the ship.
That doesn't mean it's any good.
Well, it means that it's brewed on a ship.
Which is kind of cool.
That is true. But I would just say this. They've got to get some better beer. But I would totally understand that Disney does not put a brewery on their ship.
Right. It probably takes up a lot of space.
Yeah. Okay, here's the general rules. We're going to do 3 rounds, 10 questions each. And who wants to go first? Who wants to ask their questions first?
I can go.
Okay, Christy, you go first. Christy, you want to go second or you want to go last?
I don't care. Whatever you want.
Okay, I'll go second. You go last. We're going to do 3 rounds, 10 questions each. We'll just throw out the questions. We'll write down the answers. And then when we get done, we'll tally them all up after we go through the answers. So we'll ask all 30 questions first. Then we'll answer them at the end. If there's a tiebreaker, this morning I was reaching out across the globe. The DCL podcast was spanning the globe, asking some of our frequent contributors to the show some tiebreaker questions. So I got some tiebreaker questions in case we need them, but
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
It probably won't.
I mean, it might be between you two, but the problem is you know the questions, but I can get them. I can get more questions, I think.
All right, but before we start, the Disney Magic goes to the Mediterranean every year, and it always stops in Cannes, where you can go over to Monte Carlo. And rumor has it that the line in Monte Carlo last year when the Magic stopped there was Chris has got 2-1 odds to win this, Steve has got 100-1, and Christy's got 101-1. So, Chris, the money's in all the money's in your court.
Chris, you are definitely the one that's going to win, in my opinion, because you know, like, the boy trivia and the girl trivia, and so, like, you'll know all the princess stuff, but you also know all the manly stuff. And I know no names of anything whatsoever. And
well,
Steve, you want
I
trivia,
feel like I have big shoes to fill.
You do.
If that's what you're saying, but also, I love that, and I hope I do win because I want one of these medals that is up for grabs.
Well, just like some of those cheesy things online, it's just going to be a virtual medal today.
Yeah.
Because I've only got one.
Chris.
I've only got one in my position, and I'm not giving it up. But if I had like 3 or 4, I'd send you one.
Okay, fine. Well, I'll get my virtual medal, maybe, but who knows? I also don't get to warm up. You two get to warm up with your rounds, and mine's last. So I'll have made all the points I can possibly make by round 2.
Yeah, but I won't have started any by round 2.
Yeah, I guess it's all fair. Also, my questions are kind of hard.
Oh, I hate you.
Mine are kind of in between.
Mine, you guys will know because some of them are based on things you guys really like. Because I'm nice.
Oh, that's fun. So
and actually, all my questions came from travel agents, just about. I reached out to, there's a board of Disney travel agents that travel agents that sell Disney, blah, blah, blah. But I said, I need trivia questions. Can you guys help me? And they did.
All right. Well,
you ready?
Yeah, I think so. Just like in Happy Gilmore, let's tee it off. Go ahead, Christy.
All right. This question, Steve, you said as a joke. What's the cat's name in Pinocchio?
Oh, I just saw this too.
We're not going to ask these kind of questions.
Oh, man, I just saw this one too. All right, keep going.
What year did Walt Disney start the Disney Company in California?
Ooh, good one there.
What is the fastest ride at Walt Disney World?
The fastest ride?
Fastest.
Oh, man. Hey, Chris, if you need a break, let us know. If we're going to.
What?
I know, he's pretty quiet. I know.
Oh, I'm trying to get it right.
You can't Google it.
Oh, I'm not going to. I'm just focusing. Also, I'm like, you're going real fast. Normal trivia. After each question, everyone sips their drinks. They giggle with their table.
It's 1 in the afternoon. No one's sipping any drinks. Everybody has a cold on this podcast. All right.
I'm pretty sure people are sipping their drinks somewhere around this country right now.
Well, I think you have to be in quarantine.
All right, Christy, go ahead.
How many hitchhiking ghosts are there in the Haunted Mansion?
Ooh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Chris? Haunted Mansion fan?
Yeah,
Are you a
got
Haunted
that
Mansion
one right.
fan? I don't even know.
Got that one right.
Don't worry, I know I got that one. But I also don't even remember what your third question was. I got distracted.
Oh, okay. I'll go back to it. No worries. What's the fastest ride at Walt Disney World?
Oh, okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
In the World Showcase, which country's king sent his own artists and architects to design their pavilion to be sure it was as beautiful and authentic as their country?
Which country's king?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a king of a country sent their own artists and architects to design the pavilion.
Oh, my goodness.
To make sure it was. So a World Showcase country.
Christy, I'm doing so good so far.
I told you were going to win.
I might not. Who knows? I'm just
ready,
really
Steve?
excited about these.
Oh man, yeah, go ahead.
Well, you named a country, right? You threw down any of them?
Oh, so you could get the country?
That's the question. You don't have to know the king.
Oh, I was starting to think of the
asking you
king's
the king.
name. Okay.
Steve, who the hell
Nobody
knows the name of the king?
They never have any names, right? It's just like Prince somebody and King so and so.
Yeah.
Henry.
So, did you name a country?
All right, I got a country. I'll name one.
Like any country, at least pick one.
All right.
Yeah, you have a 1 in
number
18 chance.
Exactly. There's not that many countries. Question 6. Which former attraction has a tombstone at the pet cemetery? On the Haunted Mansion. So the Haunted Mansion ride. There's a pet cemetery. There is a former attraction that is on that has a tombstone. Name that tombstone or name that attraction.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Number 7. What one-word Disney movie has every vowel in the title?
Oh, say that one again.
What one-word Disney movie has every vowel in the title?
What one-word Disney movie has every vowel in the title? So A-E-I-O-U?
Oh my gosh.
That one was hard.
All right, I have no idea, but we can keep going if you're ready, Chris.
Okay. You guys can think about it as we play. Why is Cinderella's castle shorter than 190 feet?
Oh, I do know the answer to this.
Okay.
Number 9. What is the first movie Mickey appeared in?
Ooh. Wait, like what first short?
Sure.
Actually, I think what everybody thinks the answer is on this one is not right, and I don't know what the right answer is.
Then I have it wrong.
Oh.
Well, if we get any of these wrong, I'm sure we'll hear about it from somebody.
Oh, yeah, we will.
That was Dave's fault because he gave me that question.
All right. Last
What was
one.
the first
Big drum roll, huh?
major sorry, you ready?
Yep.
What was the first major character Walt created before Mickey?
Oh, I know that one too.
All righty. That's 10. Chris, you need to go back over any of them?
No, but for fun, maybe we should go through and give you give your answer to one of them, and then Christy will be like, no, that's wrong. This is the answer.
At the end, though.
Oh, we're going to wait till the very, very end?
Yeah, that's what Steve said at the beginning.
Go ahead,
It's
Chris.
Steve's turn.
All right. These are all Disney Cruise Line centered. I figured I'd stick with DCL. So some of them are obscure. Some of them I think will be easy. We'll just kind of go for there. You guys ready?
This is why I crammed before this.
Yeah. Or do you need to get a drink before we another drink before we start round 2? How fast do you drink your beverages? Yeah. All right, here we go. First one. This one's pretty obscure, but I think that you can take a guess at it. So, ready? On the Fantasy, in the main stairwell outside Europa. So there you are. You're at the back of the ship. You've just stumbled out of trivia. You're headed back to wherever. John from Peter Pan is in a painting, and he's pointing to what with his umbrella? Where is he pointing?
On the Fantasy.
In Europa, there's a painting of John from Peter Pan, and he's got his umbrella out, and he's pointing to something. What's he pointing at?
No idea.
These are all of my questions have been in our episodes before, so.
I don't like our show.
Okay.
This one you could guess at. You probably get a chance of coming out with what it is. Okay, next one. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Paolo means what in Italian? Your guys' favorite place to eat, or one of your favorite places to eat?
I remember having this discussion.
Don't worry, I know the answer to that one.
All right.
I know.
Ready, Christy? Are you going to guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what year, and this is not the Big Red Boat, what year was the first DCL sailing? What year did the Magic sail in?
Okay, I think I know.
I learned this in my cramming. I studied today.
There you go. All right, this one. I hope this comes out right. But name 2 restaurants you can find on every ship.
Gosh,
There's
I don't
more
know the names.
There's more than 2. I will say that, but name 2. of them.
Okay. That tip helped me. I hate names of things. I can like pull out some conversations so that my transcript is always going so that I can use it later in an argument. But if I'm never going to use it later in an argument or a discussion, I don't store it in my brain.
That's the lawyer in you, right?
It is.
Formulating arguments. I love it.
My poor husband.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine. That must be like how does he ever win a battle? There's no way he would ever win a fight.
He almost never does.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, you know what? I mean, most of us go into marriages that way, anyways. Like, you know what? You're just gonna be right, and then we'll just move on because generally that keeps the peace. But anyways, I digress. Chris, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Movies are traditionally shown in which theater? Name the theater.
Oh my goodness, so easy.
I actually think I got that one. I'm getting it wrong.
No,
What is that theater
Christy,
called?
you can't be so hard on yourself. You're very smart. You're a lawyer.
You're probably gonna have more right than you think. Is my guess at the end.
So far, I've got 2 right.
Okay.
No.
I got the wrong theater because it's not the right. This theater is the. Oh, I know it.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is two of these questions are my favorite questions. This is one of my favorite ones. Which ship has a false weld around the middle of her hull to match her sister ship? So which one has a weld on it that's not really needed? It's a false weld.
I'm taking a guess on this one because I have no idea. But we have a 1 in 4 chance.
All right, you guys ready?
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
No, it should be, 1 in 4. But you should be guessing the second ship of whatever class.
Correct. So
It's matching the
that was
other
my-
one. So you
I
should
just-
have a 1 in 2 chance.
If you hadn't thought about that, though, I didn't want to give you that information.
Oh, the
I'm trying to
competition.
beat you.
Yeah, the competition is fierce.
It is fierce here today. So, all right, what is the name of Disney's proposed private destination in the Bahamas? It hasn't been built yet. They're working on it. What is the name of Disney's proposed private destination?
Oh, but not the island.
Not the island. What is the area going to be called?
I'm really curious if they're going to keep that.
Why would they change
Like,
it?
I have the second
I
word,
mean,
not the first
Castaway
word.
Key used to be called Gorda Key.
Well, that's true. Was it Gordo Key when they first started sailing there? It was always Castaway Key, right? When they first built it.
They named it, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But when they bought it, it was called Gorda Key,
Hmm.
which stands for, like, Fat Island.
The Fat Island, I guess that.
Which is accurate, honestly. They make 7,000 cookies a day.
Yeah, that is amazing, isn't it? And most of them get eaten too, which is totally crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh my gosh. All right.
And I don't think I've ever eaten one cookie there because I could eat cookies the first couple of cruises we went on, and then I couldn't, but they would not have been my thing.
So who stays at the DoubleTree? Have you guys ever stayed at the DoubleTree Hotel?
I have stayed there one time and
Yeah.
ate that amazing cookie.
That amazingly huge cookie. It's slowly gotten smaller over the years, if anybody's noticed.
I know. And now you can, like, they give you just one per person, and then they make you buy the rest.
Yeah.
Which you know I do every time.
They used to be huge, but the one cookie which has not changed its size is that chocolate chip cookie in Castaway Key. Or
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Actually,
awesome.
it's more than chocolate chip, right? Don't they have oatmeal raisin also? I think. We're getting way off in the weeds here. All
I'm
right.
trying to come up with these answers that I've missed.
All right, next
I'm thinking
one.
about my answers.
People are like they're turning this off and they're like, you know what? I thought they were going to give us some more questions here. All right, which shipyard will build the Disney Wish? Name the shipyard that's going to build the Disney Wish.
You know this one, Christy.
It's you.
Now you have 3 right.
No, I don't know. I know like a letter in the name.
One letter.
Just think of Florian.
I know.
Moving on. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of Disney Cruise Line's Tween Club? The Tween Club, not the teen
Ugh.
one.
I don't have kids.
This is a tough one. And for a
Think-
bonus, what was in there before they put the Tween Club in? The Magic and the Wonder. That's a little bonus question if anybody can come up with that one.
Why would we know this?
What was the space before they turned it into the Tween Club? All right, so you guys ready to move on, or you want some more time?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, this is my favorite question. This is my overall favorite question. This has been talked about. I promise it has been talked about. In Skyline, you guys have both been to Skyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, you can see the Disney Magic in what city? Do you guys know? This isn't the question.
No idea.
It's in Barcelona. Barcelona.
Okay.
So, in Skyline, you can see the Disney Magic while docked in Barcelona. Who is walking on her deck? What Disney character, Disney-owned character is walking on her deck?
I don't believe this has been talked about before.
I'm pretty sure it has.
Well, that's will be one that I'm sure I didn't get because I can't even guess.
Okay.
I'll guess.
I'm excited for Chris's. I think these are going to be some tough ones. I don't think I'm going to get one right.
No,
Yeah, you're just trying to say that so that you can feel good about all your 10 that you're going to get.
Not even close, Christy. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna do one that I know you'll get right first. Okay.
All right.
Everyone ready?
I am ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is the current CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, I thought you would get that, Steve. Don't you want to stop?
No, I do. I think I've got that one.
Okay, good.
Can you answer just the first name?
And then, Christy,
I'm
I
kidding.
think that this one might be a leg up for you, and then Steve won't get it. So let's see.
Okay.
What is the name of Disney's future DVC resort located on the site of the former River Country Water Park?
Ooh.
So they're building it now. It's going to open in like 2 years.
I think I have it right. I can envision it. Okay.
Okay. All right. This one is
I might have two right.
this one I don't know if either of you will get, but it's part of my own personal history. What is the name of the 50th anniversary parade that opened in Disneyland in 2005?
Why?
Oh, my gosh.
Is it still there today?
No, it's not there today. The reason why I put it in there is because my first job ever at Disneyland involved this parade. I don't think all of our listeners know that fun fact about me, but after high school, my very first ever job was working at Disneyland.
And we are going to make you talk about it one of these days.
Yes.
One day, I will.
We're going to hold you
Okay.
down and draw out all the juicy stuff. Okay, go for it.
Okay, this one, because I think you two are feeling a little beat down by that last question. I believe that you will get, and this question is alone worth 8 points, okay?
That's not how this game works.
I just made up the rules. So, what are all of the atrium and stern statues across the fleet?
Oh, my goodness.
What? Both of them?
Yeah.
I didn't
atrium.
study the stern. I just studied the atrium.
Well, then you'll get 4 points.
Oh, my goodness.
So much.
Just think, who do you see on the back of every ship? Who do you see in the lobby? The lobby statues are easy.
I get the lobby ones, but I'm not sure I
I
got the back
studied those
ones.
before. I thought Steve was going to ask the lobby ones, so I studied them before. But I'm running out, and my brain is not.
I get the lobby statues. I got a couple of the back ones, but I'm not sure about 2 of them.
Okay, well, that's still 6.
Wait, I'm not done. There's too many things. You
No,
have
I'll
to give
give
me
you
longer
time.
to write.
I'll give you time.
So we were trying to. I was trying to come up with some things that Chris from Disney Cruise Line, who does these trivia, said, and my wife and I were awake, and I were kind of joking about it ahead of time, and I couldn't remember anything. But the one that she remembered was like in the middle of like a pause like this. All of a sudden, he just started singing, "Here's the story of a lovely lady," and like half the bar started singing, and like we sang the whole Brady Bunch song. And at the end, he said something like, for all the millennials out there, they had no idea what just happened. I don't know. I got a kick out of
I
it.
remember the Brady Bunch.
Would you have been able to sing that song?
I could sing a lot of it.
Yeah.
Of
Oh,
a
but
lovely
he's young.
lady
He's the young one.
who was married with 3 kids of her own.
Yeah. But I mean, it was
And
easier
the
to sing
guy
when
was there. I wouldn't know the lyrics, but I do know the tune.
it was easier to sing when you got like 30 people singing it. But it was just kind of funny. He was like going back and forth between the older Generation X and the millennials on board that day. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. You know, for the number of times you've talked about Chris, I think you have a little bit of a crush on Chris.
I do. He follows me on Twitter, and I follow him.
Does he?
Oh,
I haven't seen him.
Exciting.
I haven't seen him for a while. I'm not sure what's going on. I hope he's still sailing with Disney.
I'm missing the fantasy.
Oh,
I'm missing the back of the ships, and I've been on that one the most.
I want you to do well, so I'll give you a hint.
Okay, I want a hint.
I know the fantasy
involves the storyline of the movie that the fantasy's character belongs to involves a feather.
Oh, now you just gave it away.
I don't think so. Christy was very silent after that clue.
I'm silent after that. Oh, no, that's the back of the ship one. I got that one.
Yeah.
You don't know the lobby?
I cannot think of it.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, I can't help you there.
All
right, moving on.
We got to move on.
Move on.
Okay. This one's going to be real hard. I'm sorry. Seth gave this to me, and I didn't even know the answer to this.
You're a jerk.
What is Pepe the King Prong's room number on the Fantasy and the Dream?
Oh my gosh.
So you would have had to play the Midship Detective Agency game to know the answer to this. But he does have a room, a little tiny door.
Can't we just guess the floor?
I will tell you it's on deck 5. So
that's the answer. That's the part I knew.
You know the floor.
Just guess, Christy.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Go on.
Next.
Yeah.
Steve's harsh to play with.
This is one that I'm most excited about because I think there's a possibility you might know it, and I've been inside this before, so I'm going to do it. Above what famous attraction did Walt Disney plan to build a 2,200 square foot apartment for him and his wife? He never got to live in the apartment because he died, sadly, but it was built for him.
You want the attraction name?
Yeah, it's above a certain attraction.
Got it.
Christy, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. This one's just a fun one. What is the name of the Shakespearean porcupine featured in Toy Story 3 and 4?
Oh.
I gotta hate you so much.
I have no idea on that one.
That's not in any of the toys that the kids can even buy.
Yes, I have one of him.
Well, my son doesn't.
Well,
and he has toy sets.
Don't worry. Well, I mean, you can worry.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I have 3 more. What year did Disney's California Adventure Park open? This is the theme park across from the Disneyland.
Well, I don't think we needed that piece of information. But, okay, let me think.
When would it have opened?
People are screaming at home. They're telling us what it is, and nobody knows here.
Yeah.
All right, two more to go, Chris.
Yep. Okay. So, this theater, which opened on May 3rd, 1926, is now owned by the Walt Disney Company and hosts many premieres.
Oh, I know what it is.
I made a guess.
All right.
May not be correct, but I made a guess.
Okay, and last but not least, there are 100 of these animals roaming the Disneyland Resort.
The Disneyland Resort? I've never even heard this. Oh, I think I know what it is.
I've already put my answer down.
Oh my gosh, I just gave you 10 trivia questions, which means we have now come to the time when we find out who wins, who dies, who tells their story.
All right, Christy, you started off. No cheating. Make sure that everybody corrects their pages correctly.
Yes, but I want to hear your guesses on some of them. Well, so let us take turns telling you what our guess was, and then you tell us the right answer.
Okay, good idea. So number 1, Figaro. Well, I just gave the answer away. Pinocchio's cat.
Said Figaro.
I actually had Figaro as well.
Good job.
Yes, 1 point each.
Ding, ding, ding.
What year did the Disney Company in California begin?
This one was hard, but I thought maybe like 1920. I put 1923.
Okay, I was like, what answer's on? You can't change it now.
I put 1923 down, and then I crossed it out, and then I put 37, but I think you're right.
It is.
Because of D23, right?
Yes.
Oh,
and that
man.
is where it came from. And I wrote that question down 100 years ago. Those were the only two questions I had before last night.
Okay.
Because
I'm
we were
glad
gonna
I
play
got
this
that
game.
right. I knew D23 had something to do with it.
Steve, I'll probably get this wrong for the Apollo one, but you have to go with your first guess.
I know, you're right.
Test-taking skills.
You got to trust yourself, right?
Yeah, although my first guess on the one was wrong. Okay. The fastest ride at Walt Disney World.
Rock and roller coaster.
Test track.
Test track.
Ah.
Yes, Chris. I'm the worst person to play trivia with.
Chris takes an early lead.
We knew he would.
Yeah. All right.
Hitchhiking Ghosts. Haunted Mansion. How many?
Steve, take
3.
it away.
That's 3.
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah. Although I'd like the Hatbox Ghost to be 1. So I wish they'd make it 4, but it is 3. The next one I'm not going to know.
I do know the next one, and I'm really excited about it.
All right. Go for it.
The World Showcase.
The King of Morocco.
Did you guess right, Steve?
I had no clue.
Why didn't you
Yes.
put a country down? Put England, for crying out loud. There's not a king, but
I was totally messed up on that question. I totally misunderstood it. And even when you corrected me, I still didn't understand it. I'm out to lunch on that one.
Wait, but what did you put, Steve?
I put Corona because she said she had Corona in one of the answers. So I'm like,
Oh,
is there
Okay,
a
well,
World
that's
Showcase
weird.
location called Corona?
I missed the whole World Showcase. I was thinking like in one of the Disney films or something like that. Don't even go there. I was
Okay.
out to lunch on that one.
Fine. The tombstone at the Pet Cemetery. Cemetery. I don't know why I keep getting that wrong.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
yep, I got that one too.
Good job.
Which, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is still open at Disneyland.
You had to throw
Yeah.
that out there, didn't you, Chris? I love it.
Just want everyone to know they can still experience history.
Movie with every vowel in the title.
Okay, I think. Can it be a Pixar movie? Because I put down a Pixar movie.
I don't know if this
Or-
is a Pixar movie or not.
Okay, well, I said Ratatouille.
That is the answer.
I wasn't even close.
So,
All right.
I'm
moving
still
on.
in my head trying to come up with these two other answers. I can't think of the names of right now. Why is Cinderella Castle shorter than 190 feet? And Steve, you should know this one.
Yeah, pilot.
Yeah, it's got to do with airspace restrictions for airplanes and helicopters.
Did you write that on your paper?
Something along those lines. Yeah.
I would like to know the exact words that you placed on your paper.
Due to aircraft rules is what I put.
Okay, but
Okay,
Christy,
close
here's the
enough. I'll
exact
take it.
words I wrote on my paper.
Yes.
Red lights would have to go on the top of the castle, and I said aircraft stuff.
Aircraft things.
To avoid having an airplane beacon on the top. And I think both of you are close enough.
Nice.
What was the first movie Mickey appeared in?
So I'm thinking that this is the one that you had, Chris, that everybody's going to say Steamboat Willie, but do you think it's something else?
I do think it's something else.
And what is it? then?
Google it.
It's called Plane Crazy.
Plane Crazy or Claim?
Plane.
Oh, yeah.
Plane.
Yeah. I think you're because wasn't Steamboat Willie was the first sound one, but
Maybe that's.
but he was in like a lot of films before then, wasn't he?
No, just one.
Just
I
one.
think Steamboat Willie is the second one.
Okay.
And actually, I want to say that I went on a VIP tour, and our VIP tour guide is the person who told us that fun fact.
All right.
All right. So that was in 1928.
Well, 1928 would have been when Steamboat Willie happened, because that's what all the Mickey stuff is like, established 1928.
It does say 1928. So now we have to find out which month of these movies. Oh, Steamboat Willie was November 18th. Now I got to go back to my other one. May. So you are correct. Plane Crazy was several months before. I don't even have my facts right.
Is that what you put down, Chris?
Yeah.
You could be right.
You're killing me. All right, last one,
I
Christy.
guess you guys could both be right because I wrote down Steamboat Willie, so I don't have the correct answer. So I think Steve gets to have a point for that.
Half a point.
Yeah.
I'll take a half a point. Sometimes they give you half a points in trivia, so I'll take a half there.
And then the first major character Walt created before Mickey.
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Ding, 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 ding.
Did you get it right too?
Yep, got that one down.
Yay!
All right.
Nice. Okay, what's our score after round one?
I got 4.5 right.
I got 10.
You got
10.
Oh my God.
Such a jerk. I mean, good job.
It's already game over, isn't it? All right. In the interest of time, on the fantasy in the main stairwell outside Europa, John from Peter Pan is pointing to what with his umbrella? What do you guys think?
I guess Tinkerbell.
Christy?
Ship.
He's pointing, it's not in the painting itself, is a little bit of a trick question. He's pointing up to the kids' club so that when you come stumbling out of your adult entertainment, you know where to go to pick up the kids.
Oh, I actually did know that. I went on a Art of the Theme Show tour that taught us that.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. All right, Paolo, one of your guys' favorite places to eat. What does that mean in Italian? What does that word mean in Italian?
Christy, I want to hear your guess because I know mine is right.
Mine is, I don't remember. I remember hearing it, but I put family.
Chris?
Okay, it means pull.
Right. So like when you're in Paolo, all those like
Yeah, poles.
poles that are in
like
there.
the stupid Venetian, I don't know why they're stupid, but the Venetian
Gondola.
pole yeah.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Ugh.
All right,
Fine.
what year was the first DCL sailing, guys? When did the Magic sail?
I said 1998, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Christy?
I did put that because that is the year the ship was built. So is that the year the ship sailed?
It did actually sail in 1998.
Yay!
There you go. You guys both got that right. All right, name 2 restaurants you can find on every ship.
Thanks for the clue. Ed Manor's Palette and Palo.
That's what I said.
I also had Cabanas, and I'm not sure. I was like, is that a restaurant or is it a buffet? Does the
No,
buffet count?
it's a restaurant.
That's food.
Yeah.
That's a restaurant.
Yeah. All right. What theater can you watch movies? What movies are traditionally shown in which theater?
Christy,
I changed my answer to be Buena Vista Theater.
you're right.
Yay!
And what's the thing about the Buena Vista Theater? The very last row. There's like some trivia around that too. Chris, did you talk about that?
Oh, I don't know the answer to this.
It's man, I can't remember why it is. It's actually shorter. So like if you sit in the last row, you have less leg room. And there's
I like the last row.
There's a reason for that too, and I can't remember.
What is it?
I'll have to get back to everybody on that. There's a reason we talked about it, but I digress. It has to do with that's the way that theaters were traditionally, and so they even actually did that on the ship. All right, which ship has a false weld around the middle of it to match your sister ship?
I had
guess
to completely guess on this one.
Yeah, I guess the Wonder.
Me too.
Yeah, it was because when the Magic was built, she was actually built in 2 different sections, and they welded her together. And then by the time they built the Wonder, they just built one section, but they put that false weld around her just to make sure that she looks the same.
And I guessed that because I know you love those ships more, so I figured you would ask a question relating to it.
I do, but Chris,
I used all my resources to come up with the answer.
all your investigative resources. All right. What is the name of Disney's proposed private destination in the Bahamas?
I could not remember.
Lighthouse Point.
Yeah,
I was like,
Point.
it's point. I don't know what the first word is.
All right.
Can I have a half point?
You could. Did you
No,
say
I'm not
point?
taking half point. I put point.
Yeah, you can
I
have
couldn't.
half.
No, that's not the right. Lighthouse would be. No, I'm not giving myself one.
I don't know. You gave me half. You can have half. Why not? Chris is going to win anyways. We'll pad our
he is.
scores. All right. Which shipyard is going to build the Disney Wish?
I could not think of the name.
Meyerwerft.
Yes, Meyer Werft. Where was the Magic in the Wonderbilt? Any idea?
Infantinary or Infanticatary.
France, yeah.
Yeah,
That's one.
in Italy.
Incantonary.
Yeah,
What is it?
It's Fincantonary in Italy.
Fincantonary.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah. All right, what is the name of DCL's tween club?
I guess the vibe.
I guess the Edge.
It is the Edge. And
Oh.
anybody want to guess what was in the Edge? What space? What did
I guess-
DCL use?
Cast area.
I guess the false funnel observation room or whatever.
So it's in the funnel. You're right. It's in the forward funnel, but it used to be the arcade.
Oh.
Because the very first trip we went on, the very first cruise we went on the Wonder, it was still an arcade. And my kids were like, I want to go to the arcade. And I'm like, no, I don't want to spend any more money.
Right.
Because you had to pay all for those games. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, there's other things to do. So I was happy when they made it the Edge. That's my cranky dad stuff. All right, this is my favorite question. And I think asking the questions, I don't know, can you guys agree with this? It's almost more fun to ask the questions than to answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
100%.
It's kind of like Christmas. Okay, what in Skyline? You can see the Disney Magic docked in Barcelona. Who is walking on her deck?
I definitely did not know the answer, so I guessed Mickey Mouse.
I guess the same thing.
Darth Vader.
No, for real?
For real.
Okay.
So everybody out there, next time you're at the Fantasy or the Dream, go into Skyline, and when Barcelona comes up, you can go over there. I did that Art of the Theme show tour, and then Wake and I went in there a couple nights later, and when Barcelona came up, I went over and checked it, and sure enough, Darth Vader is making his rounds on the ship, on the Magic.
That is very cool.
All right, Chris, take it away.
All right. I have something to do now. Okay.
Wait. Chris, how many do you have right?
18.
So, Steve, how many do you currently have right?
I have 4.5.
I can't win, and you can't win.
Wait.
So-
Wait. There's a great equalizer here.
Oh,
Which
because
is
you have
that
that
one
one
of
with
my
the 4
questions
points.
is
The one with
worth
8.
8 points.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Game on.
All right,
Look
bring
at
it.
me. I'm trying to level the playing field. Okay. So, who is the current CEO of the Walt Disney Company?
Bob Chapek.
Bob Chapek.
Look at you two getting points. Okay. What's the name of Disney's future DVC resort located on River Country?
Do you know, Steve?
I actually do. Reflections.
Yep.
You both got it?
Reflections. I don't have all the crap that comes after it, but I got reflections.
I was going to say bonus points if you got a lakeside
Resort.
whatever.
Spa. Something
A
like that.
lakeside resort.
Yay!
Okay, look at you both doing so well. All right, now you're not going to do well.
No.
What was the name of the 50th anniversary parade that was in Disneyland in 2005?
I named it Stupid Parade. Was that it?
No, it sure wasn't.
So I took a guess and said Fantasy on Parade.
Oh, that's a fun guess, but no. It was called the Parade of Dreams, or we used to call it POD, P-O-D, Parade of Dreams. Okay, what are the atrium statues? First, let's start there. So, lobby statues for all 4 ships. You can get 4 points here.
Christy?
So Ariel is the Wonder, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And then the Dream is Donald.
Yep.
Yes.
And then this is where my brain got forgetful. I went with Mickey on the Magic. But I don't
That's
know,
correct.
wow. And then Minnie on the Fantasy.
That's also correct.
Okay, so I got all of those.
Interestingly enough, it's Admiral Donald, but you don't
Right.
you don't have to have guessed. Like Sailor Mickey, and he's wearing like a very old-timey sailor hat. Mademoiselle Minnie, and then Ariel just doing her thing. Okay, now the Stern statues.
Steve.
So I totally did not remember these. I know Goofy's on one of them.
Do you know what ship?
I want to say he's on the Wonder, or is he on the Magic?
I guess the Dream
Actually,
for Goofy. But I don't actually know. I just knew he was on one of them too.
Okay, so
Do you not know?
I do know. I have it written down. The Wonder is Sorcerer Mickey. And,
I have Mickey. With the hat.
bonus points if you got one of the brooms carrying a bucket. Then
Dumbo's the
on
Fantasy.
The Fantasy is Dumbo. On the Magic, it's Goofy.
Oh, I got
And on the Wonder, it's
No.
Donald and his nephews.
You mean the Magic?
Wait a minute.
No.
Do those again because you missed.
Yeah,
the
because
Dream.
you started with the Mickey. You started with Mickey.
Oh, sorry.
on
The
Wonder.
Dream. The Dream is Sorcerer Mickey. Sorry. The Wonder is Donald
Oh.
and his nephews.
I got that.
The Magic is Goofy, and Dumbo is the Fantasy. People are probably yelling at their podcast right now.
So I got them all except for Donald. So I got 7.
Oh, I picked the wrong ship for Sorcerer Mickey. I really thought it was.
Yeah, they waited a while to put Sorcerer Mickey on one. Isn't that weird? All the way till the Dream.
All right,
Okay.
let's keep going.
Pepe's room number?
I have no idea. I put 5015.
I put 55 and a half. I think it's something and a half, right? Or a quarter.
You were right with the half. You should give yourself a half point. It's 5148 and a half.
I knew there was like a half or a quarter in it. That's all I could remember.
Okay. Above what famous attraction did Walt Disney plan to build his future apartment?
I knew this one. Christy.
Cinderella's Castle?
Pirates of the
No.
Caribbean.
Yep. He
Oh,
has
then I got it wrong.
an apartment above Pirates of the Caribbean. which is currently
He
called
was putting a apartment in Cinderella's castle.
probably, but like his actual like home apartment was going to be above Pirates of the Caribbean, and then he died before it could open.
But his home apartment at Walt Disney World was going to be above Cinderella's castle.
Well, my
Or in
exact
Cinderella's
question
Was above.
was which attraction was it above? And I said that it was a 2,200 square foot apartment. So if his apartment above Cinderella Castle was going to be 2,200
I
square
don't
feet.
recall you actually saying the word 2,200 square foot.
Well, luckily it's a podcast. We can go back and listen.
We will have to. Steve, do you recall those words?
I remember it saying about 2,200 feet, but I totally.
Also,
go ahead.
I'm happy to give you the points because there is a thing above Cinderella's castle. I don't know if Walt ever planned to live up there, but sure, why not?
No, I won't count it.
Does anyone remember the name of the Shakespearean porcupine from Toy Story 3 and 4?
No, I named him Pokey.
I named him Puck. I went with some. I had no idea.
You think of the name that a child would give him. His name is Mr. Tricklepants.
Oh,
Well, that's why I named him Pokey. Because I was like,
That's a good name, actually. Okay, what year did California Adventure open?
I guess 1995. I have no idea.
No.
I put 91, but I can't remember.
Whoa, you all were real early on that one. No, California Adventure opened in 2001.
My next guess was going to be 2000, but it wasn't ever going to be 2001.
I knew there was a 1 in
Yeah.
it, but 2001 seemed too early, I guess, for some reason.
Too late, you mean?
Or, yeah, too late, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like I
it
thought it'd been
opened
around
in
longer.
2001.
Was 95 the year of your birth? No, that's too young. 85.
1987.
87. Okay.
I'm 32 years old, everybody.
He's a
I have two more
Gemini,
questions.
and he's... No.
No,
What?
I'm a Leo. Okay, this
Oh, there's
theater-
two Leos on this podcast?
You're a Leo?
Yeah. I mean,
No wonder you and
Isn't
I
that
get
a given?
along. Okay. This theater, which opened on May 3rd, 1926, is now owned by the Walt Disney Company and hosts many premieres.
I put down, and I don't know if it's that other one, but I put the Chinese theater.
No, but
It's
it's
that-
very geographically close to the Chinese theater.
Adobe or something like that. Then is the other one, right?
I'm going to run with El Capitan.
Well,
It is the El Capitan.
Oh. Well, then
And
I wasn't going to be right either way.
in Anaheim's version of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the entrance to the ride attraction is going to be inside of the El Capitan Theater. Fun fact. Okay, my final question. For all the points, there are 100 of these animals roaming the Disneyland Resort.
Can I get 100
What
points if
animal?
I get it right?
Sure.
Well, then I would win. Cats.
I'm going to go
What
with
did you say, Steve?
Dalmatians, right? No, cats.
No. Cats.
Neither of us
It's
are right?
correct.
Oh, okay.
I put cats.
There are about 100 feral cats
Dalmatians.
who live at Disneyland, and they eat all of the mice and rats and things and help control the pest issue. And they've always been there since its opening.
So if I get 100 points for that, then Steve probably still wins. But let's see.
So what'd you end up with, Chris?
Okay, what's final score?
12. I did better than I thought.
What about you, Steve?
I ended up with 16 and a half.
Oh, that was so close. And I ended with 18.
Oh, man.
Winner.
Chicken dinner. So we didn't need to go to the bonus questions.
Which it was never going to be between Chris and I.
Yeah, do you know the answers to all the bonus questions?
Well, they texted me the bonus question, the answers with them. Do you want to run through them really quick?
Might
Sure.
as well.
All right, we'll run through these real quick, and then we'll get out of here because this is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would, which is fun. So I hope everybody's enjoying this in their household
Quarantine.
captivity.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe didn't get back to me. He said trivia is not my strong suit. Laughing out loud. So all right. So
I asked Joe to help me with my trivia question.
all right. So I also asked Frank from Florida. He says, which segment is the only one featured in both the original Fantasia and Fantasia 2000? So which segment of Fantasia is featured in both? Do you guys know?
It must be the buckets and brooms thing,
Christy?
right?
No idea.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice, you're right. And then his second question was, which Walt Disney World attraction holds the Guinness World Record for the longest running daily screening of a film in the same theater?
Of a film?
Yeah.
Tell me the question again.
So basically, which Walt Disney World attraction has the longest, running film in it? Think Epcot.
My guess is the Michael Jackson one.
I was going to guess Reflections on China.
It's actually Impressions de France.
Oh.
All right, here's from Chris from NorCal. What year did Indiana Jones ride open in?
1995.
Christy?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, 95. And then what short-lived ride replaced the People Mover in Disneyland?
The Rocket Rods.
Yeah.
Famously one of the shortest lived rides at Disney.
I don't even remember what the Rocket Rods is or was.
So the support beam for the People Mover was designed to move a car at like 5 miles per hour, right? But then they were like, no, we're going to take the People Mover off and put these things that launch down the track. And then it was open and the support beam started breaking.
He started
Oh my
croaking.
God.
Yeah, so they were like, oh, we can't do this anymore. So they closed the ride down to fix it, and then it just never reopened. Which is why we don't have a People Mover in LA, and we don't have the Rocket Rods.
So they'd have to put the or they'd have to redo the whole
They'd have
structure.
they'd have to redo the entire track. It wasn't engineered for something going 35 miles per hour on a sharp banked turn.
Yeah. I love those kind of stories. It's like, hey, I got a great idea, and then you do it and you're like, oh, didn't think about that.
Bad idea.
I'm going to totally digress. When I was in the Air Force, they built when they got the C-17, which is the new cargo plane, they built a whole hangar to do the repairs in it initially down in Oklahoma, except for they used the dimensions of the plane when it was fully loaded. And when they bring the plane in the hangar, it's never loaded, so it sits up higher, so they couldn't get it into the hangar because the tail was too high. So,
oh my gosh.
I love stuff like that.
Our government at its finest.
Exactly. So, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. Did you guys have fun doing this?
Yeah.
No. I always have fun talking to you guys. I needed a teammate.
Well, we're teammates. We can just share all the points. It's just a virtual medal. So, I'll text you a picture of it.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of you holding up your virtual medal, and so we can put it up on Facebook for everybody to see.
I will.
All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. I know it's kind of crazy times right now. We'll try and keep bringing some fun podcasts out there. We've got a bunch of other ones already recorded, which will be coming out. And if anybody has some great ideas of things that you'd like to hear from us in the interim until the ship starts sailing again, we'd love to hear it from you guys, and we'll try and bring them out. Anything you guys want to finish up by saying before we get out of here tonight or today?
Stay safe, everyone.
Christy?
Yes. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, exactly. So, all right, let's hope the ship starts sailing soon. And thanks for coming back to take a listen. And we'll see you next time on the DCL Podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
The DCL Podcast is not affiliated with the Disney Cruise Line, Walt Disney Company, Adventures by Disney, or Run Disney. All of the opinions expressed on our shows are those of the hosts and the guests who appear on the show. If you have any questions about any of these products, please contact the Walt Disney Company.